I watched one of your interviews where you said that you recently traveled to Japan and Korea, and there was one interaction where people who are in Japan and Korea, they're also very bullish on the Indian economy. So you travel to a lot of countries. So how are like these countries looking at the Indian economy, and what are people thinking about the India story?
You know, one of the most gratifying uh, experiences of my life is really the past 3 years, post-COVID in particular. I've been in this business of wanting and attracting foreign investment into India, both as a part of my profession, and I've also done it as a part of effort from both professional bodies like Bombay Chambers, FICCI, and when I was on the board of Advantage India. Here is what I will say to you, is that there has been a dramatic change in the way India and Indians are perceived, particularly in the last 5-7 years. Indians have already made their mark on the global scene. I mean, you know, when you talk about Sundar Pichai and you talk about, everybody else who's running global companies, Ajay Banga, I mean, Indians have already established themselves as, supremely capable individuals across not just banking and financial services, which is where they first made their mark, but manufacturing and now, of course, technology. India as a destination was never seen as an attractive destination. For most of the period, I would say until 2017, we had to pretty much request for meetings. And at points of time, the request used to actually move towards plead for meetings. So when I traveled abroad on one of my road shows, I would have to say, Naini, yaar, please do give me a meeting. I have something new to tell you. Because the question people would ask is there something new, or is it the same old India where lots of promises, lots of vision, but not adequate execution? I have to say that in the last 7 years, in particular last 5 years, there's been a dramatic change. Today, you don't have to sell the India story. And I was giving this example to somebody, very interesting example. I was invited to go make a pitch in Dubai for an IPO to a very large consumer company. IPO will get announced very soon. And when I went to see this family in their offices in Dubai, they said, do you have half an hour to meet a friend of ours? So I said, sure. He's a neighbor of ours in Dubai. So there comes a gentleman. Who's this gentleman? He's from Djibouti, born in Djibouti. He's a French national who lives in Dubai. And what was his request? His request was, I want to invest in India. So a typical of me, when I met him, I started talking about the India story. And he said, listen, you don't have to tell me anything about India. I'm decided. Please tell me how, show me the vehicle by which I can put 5 million to begin with and 50 million eventually in stock market in India. I want to invest in India. Now, that's something I had not seen in the longest part of my career. And whereas I'm giving you this one simple example, there was another example, very interesting example. You know, my family is also joint venture partners with two of the brands in the Kering group, Gucci and Saint Laurent. And I was meeting the store manager of Gucci, the general manager of Gucci in Korea, in Seoul. This is a French national who works in Seoul. And when I went to see him and ask him how was Gucci doing in Korea, his first question to me was, can you tell me about the Indian stock market? I believe it's a very attractive destination to put capital. Can I, as a French national working in Korea, invest in India? Now, these are not common instances, as I said, in my long drawn career. But India has become a very attractive destination, and for good reasons. I'm not suggesting that we don't have our own set of economic challenges. We do. But if I look at the world around and say, which is the one place that continues to demonstrate immense potential for growth and consistent growth and compounding growth over the next 10 years, I would say India is certainly one of those jurisdictions. I'm not saying it's the only jurisdiction. I would say it is certainly one of those jurisdictions. So the India story is now a self-told story. You don't have to go sell India to anybody. It's a story that is well sold. It's now a question of, can we frame rules and policies that facilitate? Can we really translate ease of doing business in India into true ease of doing business in India? And if we can, there is no dearth of capital waiting to come to this country. no dearth.
If you learned something new from this video, do share it with your friends and subscribe to this channel so that we can bring you the best content possible. Also, if you want to watch this entire episode, click on the link in the description box and you can go to Kushal Lodha YouTube channel and watch the entire podcast episode. Thank you so much for watching this and have an amazing day.